Hey friends, it's Friday again. It is time to move and groove and get ready for our weekend. Today's practice will be focusing on some tightness in our lower back and our hips. So join me. If you have blocks, grab them. Otherwise, just grab your mat. Join me on your bottom. We'll find an easy seat. And easy seat to you could be different. Could be one leg out in front. You might have your legs crossed or on the side. And let's just take 3 breaths to get us settled to start this practice together. Inhaling in through your nose and slowly exhaling. Take another inhale in and exhale out. One more time. Place your hands on your shoulders. We'll do some arm circles going forward, back, opening up our shoulders. And then change position, so now go forward. And then gently doing some neck circles after all that hard work of looking down at our young students and answering all those emails. Gently looking forward to one side, to the left. Gently looking down. It's like you're carving a smile with your nose as you go back and forth, gentle. If it feels good for you to go all the way around, please do so carefully. I tend to not. I tend to just go back and forth slowly. But again, whatever is going to make you feel good, going and doing it mindfully and slowly. Taking those breaths. Coming back to center, shrugging your shoulders up and then letting them fall behind you. Ringing out your day, ringing out your week. Come the other direction, go forward like you're going on a choo-choo train. Up and down. And then a little wiggle and a shake, and we're going to go right into tabletop. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips. A couple of cat-cows here, letting your belly drop. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling. Inhaling, finding any movement for your back, for your hips, side to side. Anything that feels nice. From here, let's do a balancing table. We'll take our right arm out as if we're shaking hands with somebody. Our left leg will go straight back behind us. And you can stay here, or you can lift up that back leg and find that balance. Taking 3 breaths here. Your gaze can be looking straight down or out in front as if you're shaking that hand. Release that. We'll do our opposite hand. Left leg, left arm goes out to shake, and your right arm, oh my goodness, your right leg. It's been a long week. Your right leg goes out behind you. Staying here or lifting up that right leg. Taking 3 breaths. Release that. Let's go into a child's pose. So you can have your knees as open as your mat and press back, stretching out your arms, lowering your head down to whatever feels comfortable for you. Releasing.
Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. And then join me back up at tabletop. We'll get set for our first downward dog. Hands go out in front of our shoulders. Tuck those toes in. Raise those knees, lift up that bottom, and come into our first downward dog. Feel free to pedal it out, looking under one arm as you do so, stretching your legs. Maybe your heel comes to the floor, maybe it doesn't. None of these moves are meant to stress your body. They're meant to move it mindfully at your pace, finding your stretch, finding just that right spot. Find a moment of stillness. Look up in between your hands, bend your knees, and we're going to walk gently up to the front of our mat. And we'll find ourselves in a forward fold position. Take a moment to sway side to side, stretching out your back. Keep your head loose. Shake it no, shake it yes. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, hands are right underneath your knees, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. Bend those knees. Inhale, arms up overhead. Swan dive, hinge forward all the way into our forward fold. Bending your knees as generously as you'd like. Finding ease. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time rolling all the way up. Arms overhead. Exhale. Arms down at heart center. Full sun salutation is coming up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward or swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down on the mat. Right leg out behind, left leg out behind. We are in a plank position. If this is hard on your shoulders, place those knees down. Otherwise, strength in your plank. Feel your inner core working. Take a breath here, and then we'll exhale down to our knees, our belly, our chest. Inhale, pressing your shoulders up, your head up, your chest up into a baby cobra. And exhale. One more inhale and exhale down. Tucking those toes, coming up through tabletop, right up into a down dog, pedaling out your dog. Gaze up at the top of your mat and walk or hop or jump yourself up into a forward fold. Get that gentle sway. You may even like to clasp your elbows. So grab opposite elbows and then you can let your head hang loose and get that gentle sway. Feel it in your upper back. Slow and steady. Let go of your arms and slowly roll up. Arms overhead. Exhale.
Hands at heart center. Let's take our right leg back behind us, and we're going to lower the knee onto the mat. We'll make sure that our left front knee is directly over our left front ankle. This is our low lunge position. Your toes can be tucked or flat, however you feel more comfortable in your balance. We'll inhale our arms up and cactus arms as we exhale. Inhale our arms up. Cactus down. Inhale up. Spread open wide. Inhale up. And one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Spiral down to the mat. Keep your right arm down, and we'll gently do a twist, bringing our left arm up, twisting over, gazing over our left shoulder to our left hand. Inhaling 3 deep breaths here. And spiral down. We're in a low lunge, runner's lunge position now. Take a moment here. From here, we'll take our left leg back to tabletop and join us up into a downward dog. Pedaling out your dog. Finding some movement here. As you pedal and gently turn, gazing under your opposite armpit, you feel this really nice stretch. Be curious, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? Is it comfortable? Does it feel good? If it doesn't, find a different move. Find stillness or find a micro bend in your knees. Take those breaths. Gaze up the top of the mat, and let's walk back up into a forward fold. Gentle sway. Rolling ourselves up. Arms come up and exhale. Next side, take your left leg back and we will lower that knee, finding positional of your right front leg. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle, and then either keeping your toes tucked or flattening out onto the mat, wherever you feel balance best. We'll inhale our arms up and cactus arms as we exhale. Opening up our chest, inhaling up. Inhaling, arms up. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll spiral down, keeping our left hand on the mat. Now, here's where, if you have a block handy or a book, you may want to put your block down and your left hand will rest on the block as you gently twist your right arm up and twist your body up. And if you have a block, you can experiment with different heights for you. What feels good? It could be at the highest. It could be at the lowest.
it could be at the ground. So the block is there to give your body some love. Blocks are great. If you don't have blocks, hardcover books are great, but make sure they're the same size, especially if we're using two at the same time. Taking 3 breaths here, one more. And spiral down. Just reset yourself for a minute in this runner's lunge before we go back with our right leg into tabletop and back into a downward dog. And tabletop is a great position if down dog is not feeling great today. You know, each day is going to be different. You have to honor your body. So tabletop, maybe finding cat-cows. You know your body best, so you do you. We're going to meet back up at the top of the mat. So gaze forward. Walk, step, hop, or jump into our forward fold. This time, let's raise our arms slowly up. Exhale. We'll step our right foot back into a high lunge position. So we're going to keep our knee up. So stepping our right foot back into a high lunge, finding our balance. Same position, our right leg is behind us. Our left knee is over our left ankle in the front, so it's bent. Finding yourself, balance. So remember those train tracks, 1 foot on each. Our hips are open, so putting your fists on your bony part of your hips and making sure that they're facing towards the front of your mat. Your back right foot most likely is up in kind of like this runner's lunge. Taking a breath here. If you'd like to extend your arms up, making sure those shoulders come down, not up against your ears, but down your back. One more breath here. As we exhale, we're going to gently pivot our back foot so it becomes a little bit more stable. Now we're leaning on it in a different way, and our arms are going to open up. So our front leg hasn't moved. The back leg has turned and pivoted, so it's now more like a 45-degree angle where our heel is aligned with our heel, or our front heels are aligned with the arch of the back leg. Warrior 2 position. From here, we will come into an extended side angle. So we can have options here. Rest on our front leg, our forearm rests, and we come into the side angle position, our top arm up over our arm. Another choice is, if you have a block, take your block and put it right inside your left front leg, resting your hand and then raising up. And again, any height. It could be at the tallest height. It could be at a lower height. And if you're very flexible, you may be down on the mat, touching the mat. So many choices, so many great variations for your body. Use the one that feels the best for you. Spiral down. Let's pivot over that front leg again in another runner's lunge. We're going to take that front leg back into a downward dog. Paddling it out if it feels good for you. Otherwise, tabletop and some cat-cows work great for that spinal movement. If you'd like something more, you can always take a vinyasa where we come down, like we did with our first sun salutation, inhaling up to a baby cobra, and then coming back to downward dog. Those of us that are here, gaze up to the front. Let's walk to the front of our mat. Gentle sway. Inhale, arms up. Let's do the other side. Put our left leg back into a high lunge position. Our right front knee is over our right front ankle. Inhale our arms up, breathing here, making sure our shoulders aren't up high, but they're down on our backs. Pivot that back foot so it's now pointing at a 45-degree angle towards the left side of your mat. Arms come out in front and one behind into warrior two position. Gaze is front. Find that strength, that inner power that we all have. You've got this. Extended side angle, taking your forearm and resting it on your front leg and moving your arm up. You may have your block handy. Goes on the inside of your leg. Or you may be down on the mat. And this arm can also come right over the shoulder or straight up. Again, wherever it feels better in your body. We'll spiral down, back into a downward dog, or tabletop, or child's pose. That's a great pose too to do in between moves. It's a transitional move. That's what downward dog is. Transitioning our bodies, getting us ready for the next move, but child's pose is a great option. This time, let's walk our hands back towards our feet and forward fold, gentle sway, and slowly move up. From mountain pose, I'm going to face this way. You could be at the top of your mat. I'm just going to face you. We're going to get into a chair position. So we inhale our arms up and we sink down as if we're going to sit into a chair. Making sure if we look down quickly, we can still see our toes. We don't want our knees too far out in front. So we're moving our hips back as if we're sitting, and then arms inhale up. From here, our arm's going to come out in front. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale in. As you exhale, one arm comes behind to twist. Inhale in. Other arm back. Exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale, right arm back and twist. Inhale forward. Feel your thigh shaking. Exhale back. We'll do one more. Find that strength. Exhale back to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten up. Oh. Arms above our head. Exhale. Shake your legs out. Get ready, another chair. That's great. It's good for your upper muscles, thigh muscles, quads. Inhale into a chair position. Make sure you can still see your toes, hips are back.
Bottom is back. From here, take your right arm under your left. Take your left leg, cross it over your right. And you can stay right here into eagle pose, trying to keep your arms up. If you'd like to try balancing, wrap that foot around. This is another great one if you have a block handy. Left arm. When you cross over, your foot is on the block. It's a great variation. Okay, untwist, and we'll do the other side. Getting into chair position. This time, right arm underneath your left, and right leg goes over. Right leg goes over the left. If you have a block, you're resting on the block. Or if you're just right on your mat, rest your feet on your mat. Or wrap it around. Test that balance. And then unwrap. And let's reset. Whew. Join me at the top of the mat. Shoulders back, deep inhale in, arms up, and forward fold. Sway from side to side. From here, I want you to open up your feet. And we're going to find a squat position. Again, remember, you can use your hands on the floor, and you might be going back and forth, lifting up one heel at a time. If you have your block handy, you can find your squat and sit right on your block. Two more breaths here if you're in your squat, whatever version. And then drop the bottom onto the floor. Let's bring our legs in, our feet touching. Again, your feet might be far out in front of you, right in the middle, closer, wherever you're feeling that comfortable stretch, never pushing it. You don't want to feel any pain. You just want to feel gentle stretching. You may want to just move in a little closer. Just find it. Find your flow. Find your body is telling you what it needs. Give your shake. I'm shaking my legs into a butterfly position right now because it feels good. You may want stillness. Another great thing to do with blocks, if you have them, is you can put blocks in this position underneath your legs here, and that will help support the opening of the hip joints. Okay, from bound angle pose, let's bring our knees together. I'm just going to move my blocks to the side. We're going to keep our left leg bent in towards us. And we're going to take our right leg and cross it over. It's a little twisty. Left arm will be leaning on our right leg, and then we'll take our right arm and just stretch behind us gently. It's a half spinal twist. Releasing. We'll switch legs. Bring your right leg in. Fold it, our left leg. We'll come over. You're just moving your body. You may feel it. I feel it right here in this hip, on my right hip. And then your right arm comes either around or to the side, and then turn your body. Twist the opposite direction, gazing over your left shoulder. Untwist. And from here, let's lower down onto our back. Both knees are bent. Take your right leg and place it over your left knee. Inhale and bring your left leg off the floor. Take your arms behind the left leg. Grab onto your back thigh, or if you want to bend that front leg and grab onto right underneath your knee. Your right arm is pressing into your right leg, almost pushing it gently away, finding that stretch, finding that groin stretch. And even your outer right hip is feeling this. Feel free to find movement if you want to do a gentle rocking back and forth. Bring that left leg down. Move your hips out to the right, and then just let your legs fall over towards the right. And your gaze can be over your right shoulder if you want to bring your arm out more. Breathing in to that stretch. Gently untwisting, getting yourself back into that neutral position, bringing your left leg over your right knee, inhaling that right leg off the floor, grabbing onto the back of your thigh, or folding in your leg, grabbing underneath your knee. Left elbow can be pressing against your left leg, pushing it gently away, opening yourself up. Flex those toes of both feet. Like on the other side, if you felt that movement was really, really refreshing for your spine, please go ahead and rock and roll. Unrelease or release. One more move, happy baby pose. Bring those knees into your chest. Grab onto your calves, your ankles, your feet, and open up and rock just as a little baby might. All four of mine did this. Loved it. Miss those baby days. Get your inner baby going. Rock, find that motion. And then release.
Get yourself into a comfortable spot. Opening up your shoulders, tucking in a little. Letting all the moves that you did today start to settle into your body. Finding your breath again. We're going to end here today in this final resting pose together. I encourage you to stay as long as you're able. Every time I practice with you through video, I learn so much more. And one day I'll be practicing with you in person, and I'll learn even more. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time for yourself. Until next time.